My name is Wyatt, and I'm a 29-year-old ordinary white-collar employee. My ex-wife, Emma, who I lived with until about 6 months ago, was very much a career woman. We hit it off on a blind date 3 years ago and got married after just a year and a half of dating. However, just 6 months after we got married, Emma had to go on an extended business trip abroad. As a couple, we were living apart from each other. For about a year, we were only able to see each other in person twice, once during summer vacation and again during the New Year break. Otherwise, we only communicated through video calls or emails. I'm sorry for putting you, Wyatt, through all that trouble. It's okay. It's difficult to say no to work demands. But we were just talking about having a baby soon. We can have kids whenever you come back, Emma. Don't worry about me, just focus on your work. To be selected as a leader of an overseas project in your 20s, that's quite an honor. Yeah, I know. The assignment is for a year, so I'll do my best before the term ends. Living apart from my dear wife, especially as newlyweds, was very lonely and painful, but I believe that enduring those long days is a testament to my love for Emma. For a year, I endured desperately lonely nights without uttering a single complaint. Emma attended to my needs, calling me every day via video calls. Emma took care of me like that and told me about her day and stories about the people she met abroad. However, even during those days filled with kindness and care from my wife, there was one thing that didn't quite make sense to me. No matter how many times I asked, Emma wouldn't tell me the address of where she was staying. Isn't it about time you start missing some American food? I'll get some for you and ship it over. I'm fine. You can find American food everywhere over here too. Well, I'll send you a letter then, like how we used to talk when we first started dating. But we have email now. Besides, I've been so busy lately that I don't have time to write letters. What kind of place is your apartment like, Emma? Take a picture and send it to me. I'm interested in the way foreign buildings look. As much as I'd like to do that for you, I can't since my phone camera is broken. I felt a bit uneasy with Emma's attitude of keeping the address of her stay abroad a secret, but at the time I didn't pursue the matter further, and the truth remained hidden. But a year later, about a month before Emma was supposed to come back from overseas, I came to know the truth in quite a surprising way. Sorry for disturbing you so late at night. Your wife has been arrested for assault. What? What? There must be some kind of mistake. My wife's been abroad for a year. Abroad? No, your wife has been arrested in a room in an apartment in the nearby town. Your wife is Emma, right? She works for N Consulting, right? I don't know if it's a different person with the same name. Emma is not that unusual of a name. No, I received this contact information from your wife directly, so I don't think it's possible that it's someone else. I see. Well, okay, I'll go to the police station right now. My head was swimming with questions. Why is Emma, who is supposed to be abroad on a business assignment, back in the States? And why Emma, who wouldn't harm a fly, commit such a serious crime as assault? There's so much that I don't understand. An hour after the police call, I arrived at the police station about 24 miles from my home. By the time I arrived, Emma's interrogation had already finished. The officer in charge and another official were waiting drearily for my arrival. The other party in the dispute did not suffer any serious injuries. It seems like the man on the other side of the argument was also at fault. This time, we'll only give a warning to both parties. Don't let this happen in the future. Please give your wife a good talking to. Yes, my wife has given me quite a headache. I said this as I stared at Emma's face. Emma averted her gaze from me with a clearly agitated face. From the looks of it, it's clear that Emma was hiding something serious from me. In the car and on the way home, I questioned Emma. I thought you were on a business assignment abroad. When did you get back? No, that's... What did you say? I'm sorry, your voice is so soft I can't hear you well. Can you say it louder and clearer? I actually didn't go abroad. The overseas assignment was a lie. I thought that was the case. When you refused to tell me the address of where you were staying, I knew there was something wrong. But then, where have you been? Well, I can't tell you that. Oh, I see, but I think I have a rough idea though. You must have been with another man besides me. You lied to me and told me you're on a business trip abroad, but you've been living with another man for the past year. Isn't that right? I'm sorry. So I take that as a yes. That's enough, I understand. I can't have a conversation with you. The man you said you hurt, he's probably gone home already, right? For now, just show me the way to his house. Yes. Thus, with Emma's directions, I went to the apartment of the man I suspected to be her lover. On the mailbox outside of the apartment, the nameplate read, John. Apparently, the other guy's name was John. Emma was shaking and unable to help, so on her behalf, I rang the doorbell. After a moment of silence, a man in his early 30s or so with a very pale face appeared. That man, John, seemed to already have guessed the reason for my visit. Before I could explain the situation to him, he started to grovel out an apology, as if he was licking my boots. "I'm so sorry. I will make amends for this. I beg you not to report this to my employer." Even though I didn't say anything yet, John had already begun his rapid-fire apologies. From his attitude and words, I could tell that he had been living with Emma for a year and was probably a colleague of hers, or at least had some kind of business relationship with her. I'm going to investigate this situation in detail, so it's pointless to lie to me about it now. So answer as honestly as possible to the questions I am about to ask you, okay? Yes, I'll answer your questions honestly. And you too, Emma. Lying won't get you anywhere now. Yes, I've already resigned to the fact. A year ago, I definitely remember sending you off to the airport, but what exactly happened? Actually, after I said goodbye to you, I promised to meet up with John at the airport, and we went on an overseas trip together. Traveling, not for work. Well, I was the only one who had a job overseas, but it was only for a week. During that time, she took a long vacation and accompanied me. Even if that was the case, you should have returned home after a week, right? Why didn't you come back home? No. After we talked about the trip, the idea of living together got more and more exciting. Before we knew it, we were talking about pretending to be on an overseas business trip and living together. Is that how you made me feel so lonely for a whole year, just because of a spur-of-the-moment thing? Well, I video called you every day. I've also replied to all your emails. We've been communicating reasonably well, so I thought everything was normal. You've got to be kidding me. We're still newlyweds after all. That's why I'm apologizing. I told you honestly about the infidelity and cohabitation, so please forgive me. I never said I would forgive you just because you were honest. I will report this matter to your workplace and consult a lawyer and settle this in court. No, if you do that, I'd get fired. Isn't that what you deserve? Don't you think what you did was dastardly? It's your fault, John. It's because you flirt with other women. You're misunderstanding the situation. I'm not flirting with other women. In fact, I've never even considered cheating on you, for goodness sake. Oh, shut up. It's your fault for acting so strangely. What? You're getting so worked up over such a trivial thing. It's your fault that you caused such a commotion that the neighbors called the police on us. So, it wasn't because of what you did to me, you violent jerk. You're the worst. It was just a little slap on the hand. What's the big deal? I mean, you're the one who put out your hand first. I didn't know you were such a foolish woman, Emma. I don't care anymore. Let's just get a divorce. After this, I'm going to report this to your workplace, Emma, and let them deal with the matter. I quickly moved out of the apartment where I'd previously lived with my wife. I proceeded to discuss my divorce with Emma through my attorney. As a result, Emma and John were fired from their company. The main reason was not the exposure of their affair, but the fact that they were using company expenses to stay at a hotel together overseas. The address Emma reported to the company and her actual address of residence, among other issues, were also problems. The two of them broke up shortly thereafter, citing a personality mismatch or some other reason. In the end, all that was left for Emma and John to do was to pay the alimony owed to me. They owed me each about $38,000. Half a year has passed since then. As time goes by, my heart is healing little by little. The fact that she and I lived apart for a long time also helped me to see things more objectively. I think it worked out rather well. The years I wasted with Emma will never come back, but maybe it's also time for me to look forward and take a step towards starting a new life. I began to think such thoughts